Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Here we are at this beautiful alpine lake, that real early. It's so cool because I like being up really early because everybody else is asleep, you see. So their minds are like turned off, except they're dreaming, so it's still going or whatever that is. But hey, my topic is how to change your world instantly, right now. I tell you, it's not difficult. The difficulty is only in our attachments, how we've identified ourselves as this physical body meat stick that was born and dies, and identifying ourselves with what we have been taught to believe and to accept and to as the truth about us, about life, about animals, about everything, about the world, about all of this. And see, one of the things about the ancients, that they were, why ancient wisdom and the wisdom of the ages is so valuable for all of us, and not to disc ancient knowledge at all. And that's what happens is, well, nobody knew it in the past, now we know more than ever, and then start getting rid of all of this. It actually takes us away from who we are and our power, and it puts us into a box, a knowledge box, let's call it thought form box of beliefs. So how you change your world instantly is you change your perception, how you view things. You change the context in which you hold your reality, so to speak, because you are life. Life is not this. This is the show. This is the movie, or this is the outer expression. This is the creation, the manifestation, all these different words, but you're the manifester. And more than that, you're really not the doer, but we could get into that later. There's a lot of, like when you have questions and any of that, write them down. You could even email that to me if you want to. Okay, and then also if you're interested in any of my workshops here at Mount Shasta and retreats, and the phone counseling or any of that work that I can do for you in the mentoring program. Okay, so anyway, how you change your world instantly is you change your perception, what you're perceiving, your basic fundamental foundation of what you live and express yourself from. So if you're considering that you're stupid, you don't know anything, you're not good enough, you never have enough, you got to have somebody to love you and never abandon you, and I've got abandonment issues, and I've got this issue, and I've got this. The issues are actually, when you issue something, it's like issuing a statement, you see. These are terms that we're using to identify ourselves with and identify the outer manifestation, relationships and such. So how you change your world instantly is to, instead of honoring the mind, the thought form entities, or let's say the virus that creates a perversion of how we're perceiving, is that, because see, the mind will never solve problems because it makes problems, because it continues to make it exist. That's why, in a sense, you could see and perceive how so much of nature has changed the form of it, what goes on the earth. And it's really fascinating when you do look at ancient maps, you see, or ancient Vedic cosmology, or you look at doing research. It's a fabulous knowledge or information that you can get off the internet that will change your perception. Because what happens with perception is we tend to only perceive that which we have heard of, read of, experienced, believed, someone told us, read, viewed, movie, any of that sort of thing. So when say, for instance, someone wants to put a thought form into your mind that you then honor and believe. Wonder if they tell you there's a monster always under your bed. And because when I was like a kid, I was really scared to turn off the lights in the dark because there was somebody under the bed's gonna grab my legs. It's like, so I had a way. I could be in the doorway to my bedroom. I could hit the light and leap for the bed at the same time so they didn't grab my legs. Okay, now where did that come from? Okay, I had a grandfather that would tell me the boogeyman's going to get me. Okay, and or the sack man, if you don't go to sleep at night, the sack man takes away little girls. It's like, so anyway, these horrors are put into our mind. And then what, maybe people show us pictures of it or more, and then we start believing in this and giving this power that there's something that can harm or hurt us, that there is a power of evil that actually really exists. And what happens from that, there is only one power, and it is the absolute power of absolute goodness of who you truly are and all your divine qualities and abilities. And yet, see, when I even talk this way, some people say, oh, that's nonsense. Well, you just canceled yourself out. Well, I don't believe in that, because I told you this. You can't know all this because I'll be going to hell. Wait a minute. You probably are in hell, dear one. You're suffering. And so all of these stops are these thought forms that we believe that it's a spelling, so it's a spell casting, or you're writing it in cursive, which is cursing. And when you are able to then perceive even words, because you say, well, that's just this and that, and you're in the words. Well, get into it. Take a look at that. I'm not telling you believe. I'm telling you this is the results of my research for myself. And I share that with you because my intention is for your highest good always. And I am endeavoring for your welfare. Because people who have envy have the that's a basic symptom of the infection of the mind virus that changes your perception. It perverts it, so that the person then, by believing all these thoughts about themselves, are producing that in their world, because we're manifesting beings. We're creator beings. This is our nature. This is what we do. This is our ability. And so what happens, anyone who can control your thinking and what you believe and what you say is true, they control your actions, they control your emotions, they can use you to manifest their world or their reality. And that what happens in relationships oftentimes is that we think we have to be less for somebody else to be more. And then when one person starts to, express their talents and abilities, the other one gets upset. You're going to leave me one day, so I'm going to fix it so you're completely dependent on me. And you can see how all of this stuff starts to work, where it's domination or avoid domination. And you could change your world instantly when you change your perception. And to change your perception means you need to actually open up the mind in a sense that you can learn or get into subjects that other people tell you don't read, and don't go over there, and don't look at that, and don't watch this, and don't be this and that. See, I'm not in the cult of personalities, whether it's world people, they're in little world government positions or royalty, all this kind of stuff that really divine entities do not need. And so when we get caught up in all of that, then they resist the knowledge of who they really are because they're afraid of it. And so that when someone controls all that, just imagine how big it is if you could control all media, if you did, or maybe all the books that were printed, or what was going on in any education. Imagine if that, was possible, if anybody could ever do, or all medicine, everything. You could do everything in this particular reality to actually have it focused and validate particular thought forms, particular beliefs, particular stuff, so that everybody, when the more people you get focused on hate, the more you're creating war or conflict, as if you need to have a war on this, a war on that. No, you don't do that. Do what works and stop doing what doesn't work. It's a very powerful two-step plan. Start to notice what makes you miserable, you see, and just don't do it anymore. If you notice what's making the body sick, and now if you go, just quit it and do something else. There is always a way to be in harmony with your true self and who you are. So to change your perception is to open yourself to your unlimited possibilities, instead of arguing constantly for your limitation and saying, well, they said this and they told me this and I'll never be able to do this, and my astrology says I'm a loser, or in numerology I got to change this. Wait a minute. This, you can use all those if you want to, but it's like we're dealing with the divine here, and you cannot, in a sense, we cannot stand in these two worlds at one time unless we're standing in the world from who we are, and then we realize what's appearing in our world, and in that moment we can look and see, oh, those are my beliefs, those are my thoughts, this is what I've accepted, this is what's important to me, or because it's important to them, I've accepted that. And when instead of trying to get rid of everything and fighting it and getting rid of it, stand in your own beingness and deal with yourself, who you are. And when you are in harmony, not the mind, not any thoughts of getting even, grudges, I hate you, you're this, I'm going to be doing, I'm the best in the world, I got the most, I'm a this, this is all coming from the perception of you don't have, you're not good enough. And that this is your life. No, I am life. And this is the projection of what I'm accepting and allowing to flow through me. And as you do that, and you, in every moment, you shift your perception to who you are as an observer and a witness from your position of knowing and being who you are, connected with the divine in love. And that's it. And this is what you do. So, email me if you want to know about workshops, retreats, the counseling such. I'll send you the flyer and the information. Share this with other people. Get it out there to people. You use it where you are. Apply this stuff. This is it. This is who we are. So big hugs, and you know I love you because I do this, and I know that you love me because of who you are and what you do, you see. And love is not lust. Love is not there's no opposite of love. It doesn't exist. Fear is not even a manifestation. It's a result of the infection of whatever this virus is that has caught humanity and perverted their awareness of who they really are, and creating hell for themselves and others, or whatever that hell is, hell, but misery and suffering and torture and all of this. And when we really get that, you change your perception. You start from here. Instead of living from there, here, you live from here out, you see.